The gentle wisdom of wrinkled hands. Life lessons from the silent heroes of age. Have you ever sat beside someone whose hair has turned silver from seasons of sorrow and joy? Have you ever looked into eyes that once cried for lost love, sparkled for a newborn child, or stared into the unknown with faith stronger than fear? If not, you're missing out on some of the richest chapters life has ever written. Welcome, dear soul, to the youth of old age. This isn't just a channel. This is a doorway into a sacred archive, a place where time speaks and silence teaches. Chapter 1. The Hands That Built Dreams. They say old age is a decline, but let me tell you a secret. Old age is a cathedral, built slowly year by year with every brick shaped by tears, laughter, forgiveness, and hard-earned truth. An old woman once whispered to me, as she folded her laundry with trembling hands, "I used to cry over things I now laugh at, and laugh at things I now pray for." She didn't speak with urgency. She spoke with gravity, the kind that only comes when you've lived long enough to see seasons change not just in the weather but in people. Those hands that shake now, they once held dreams. They once held children. They once built everything we stand on. Chapter 2. The Love That Waited Without Expectation. Old love is not loud. It doesn't post online. It doesn't boast or beg. It brews slowly, like evening tea in a copper kettle, warming the soul without needing applause. There was an elderly man who sat on the same bench every morning at sunrise, holding a photograph of his wife who had passed 20 years earlier. I asked him once, "Why do you come here every day?" He smiled gently and said, "Because she loved this light, and in it I still find her." That's love after the noise has settled. That's love without demand, love that becomes a silent prayer. In the rush of our youth, we often mistake intensity for depth, but the old ones know true love whispers and still shakes the ground. Chapter 3. Patience is a language of the wise. Have you noticed how old people don't interrupt as often? They let you talk. They wait. Not because they have nothing to say, but because they know most of life isn't in the talking, it's in the listening. An elderly teacher once said to me, "When you're young, you think answers come from speaking. But as you grow, you realize the best answers come when you're finally quiet enough to hear them." Their patience isn't weakness. It's mastery. They've waited for children to grow up. They've waited for grief to pass. They've waited for peace to return. So when they sit silently while we rage about minor things, they're not indifferent. They're just ahead of us, waiting for us to catch up. Chapter 4. Pain doesn't break you. It refines you. Old people carry pain like a pearl in their pocket, not to show off, but to remember its worth. They've buried loved ones. They've said goodbye to friends whose names now live only in memories. They've watched the world change, sometimes too fast to keep up. And yet they wake up, they stretch, they water their plants, they smile at neighbors. Why? Because they've learned something we haven't. You don't escape pain, you befriend it, and in doing so, it teaches you grace. Chapter 5. Forgiveness is the quiet key to freedom. The older generation isn't clinging to revenge. They're not seeking validation from the world. They forgive, not because others deserve it, but because they deserve peace. An 86-year-old woman once said, "I wasted 20 years being angry at someone who forgot me the minute I turned away. One day I just let it go, and I slept like a child again." Let that sink in. Forgiveness isn't for them. It's for you. That's what old age teaches best. What to carry and what to lay down. Chapter 6. The Value of Simplicity. You'll rarely find an old soul chasing luxury. They don't need to prove they're living. They know that a cup of tea, a good book, a warm sunbeam, these are enough. They've had the noise, the competition, the comparison. Now they find joy in things we scroll past. An old man once told me, "When you're young, you chase more. When you're wise, you realize less is the miracle." Chapter 7. What they want you to know. If the elderly could gather us all in one room and speak freely, They wouldn't lecture. They'd simply say, call your parents while they're still alive. Say sorry faster. Laugh when you can. You'll miss it when your body forgets how. Choose kindness over being right. Stay curious. Stay gentle. Stay present. And most of all, don't wait until you're old to live wisely. They had to learn these truths through decades of joy and heartbreak. You get to learn them now. The treasure we walk past every day. We walk past old people every day on buses, in parks, across street corners. Most look down, unaware of the living libraries around them. But if you pause long enough, if you ask the right question, you'll uncover gold. Not in their bank account, but in their soul. So today, take a breath. Call that grandparent. Listen to a story you've heard a dozen times. This time, really hear it. Ask an elder, what did life teach you the hard way? Their answers may surprise you, or heal you, or even change you. This is more than a channel. It's a legacy. The youth of old age isn't just about reminiscing. It's about reminding the world that wisdom doesn't retire. That stories matter. That dignity isn't in youth. It's in depth. So subscribe not just to a YouTube channel, but to a new way of seeing the world. Because in every wrinkle there's a reason. In every story a survival. And in every old heart, a flame still quietly burning. Let us learn from them while we still can.